Hello, everybody, and welcome to the last and final session of the Wakelet AppSmash Festival 2025. It has been an absolutely amazing journey so far. I think the community has come together in a really incredible way, shared ideas, and we've heard some awesome things from our partners. I am so excited about this session. We are huge fans of Adobe here at Wakelet. We've been friends with the Adobe team for a very long time, and we recently released our exclusive integration, not exclusive, what's the word? Fully integrated integration with Wakelet with Adobe Express. And that has been a joy to use. Honestly, it is absolutely amazing because it's not just like an Adobe Express Lite version. It's the full suite of Adobe Express tools directly within Wakelet, and we absolutely love it. I am so excited as well today to be joined by our very good friend, Sean. Sean, I'll bring you in now. Hey, how's it going, Sean?
Hey everyone, yeah, really good. Thanks, Misbah. Hi everyone, good to see you.
And Sean, tell the folks at home a little bit about yourself.
So my name's Sean. Sean, I'm zooming in from the UK. Previously a Wakelet ambassador, but now an Adobe creative educator. And yeah, just love our shared communities. And I'm so excited to showcase some of the things and some of the ways people are using Adobe in Wakelet. And I was trying to remember, Misbah, what did Ryan used to call Wakelet? It was like the train or the ship. And he used to say,
the almost like the vessel that carries all the different kind of tools that educators are already using. And I think that's what I was speaking about yesterday in yesterday's webinar, which is that like we're in such a privileged position as a platform, surrounded by these amazing companies that are in education and the communities that come with them, because Wakelet truly is a home for everything, right? So the stuff that we're going to be showing you today, James just corrected us there, the EdTech party bus. There you go. That's exactly what we're looking for.
Party, yes, let's have that one.
So like for me, it's a privilege to be able to, work so closely with our partners and have a platform where all of these things can come together, because that's what it's all about, right? So today I'll be showcasing the Adobe integration within Wakelet, showing you the bells and whistles, the kind of awesome things that it can do. And then we'll be sharing some examples, Sean, and you'll be sharing some of the other really cool stuff that's happening over at Adobe and ways to get this amazing community involved in the things that you're doing. But yeah, we're 5 minutes in, so let's begin. I'll kick us off. Let me share my screen. So Sean, I'll pull you off backstage. I know that you're going to be preparing some of the stuff that you're working on, and then I will jump into the demo now. We'll get kicked off.
Okay. See you in a sec.
See you soon. Okay, everybody. So the Adobe Express integration is, to me, one of the most complete integrations on the platform. Obviously, Wakelet allows you to embed all sorts of different kinds of content, right? Videos, tweets, presentations. And that's ideally where we'd want to be, a home for absolutely every kind of media. So when we work with companies like Adobe, and we work closely with a development team, it's always mega exciting when we can bring all of that functionality of tools that are already built into this Wakelet ecosystem and allow people to very quickly build very powerful collections and use all the functionality of these tools without ever having to leave a Wakelet collection. This is really important for two reasons. The first one is convenience. And the second, of course, is the fact that when you've got your students working on these collections, with Wakelet being the home for everything, you want them to stay in this page. You may have put a challenge out for them, stuff which I'll show you shortly. You may have given them an exercise or a prompt. You don't necessarily want them to open new tabs and, go onto YouTube and jump onto social and do this and do that. You want them to stay in one place. So being able to pack this collection with resources and content from loads of different places is super valuable. Improves comprehension, improves engagement, and they just get to scroll through and enjoy all this kind of content. So everybody at home can follow along with me now, because we're going to go through this integration and show you just how powerful it is. Now, the Adobe Express integration will appear here in the link adder. If you click this, you just scroll down and click on Adobe Express. It will load for just a few short seconds, and then it will pull up the entire suite of Adobe Express. And this includes all of the bells and whistles like I spoke about before. It's not just a place where you can edit images, where you can like create some text. It has all of those really powerful value adds that make Adobe Express so cool to use. So let's say, for example, here, I wanted to create a wanted poster, right? I could click this, use a template. Now, anything that I edit on here is going to save within Wakelet once I click this button. So if I go and I change this and I'll say wanted, let's say wanted, and then edit the text here, Mizbah, and let's remove this and make this much, much smaller. Let's put this to like 100 maybe. That's a bit too small. Let's put it to 300. There we go. Let's make this in the middle. Actually, let's bring it up here. Then I can go and take an image. So let's upload an image here. I'm going to upload my favorite image of all time, which is this little fella here. Shout out to everybody who knows this image because I love it, right? Now, this is where like the power of what Adobe does best comes into play, right? Most of the time, if you're using other platforms, you will upload an image like this and it will just stay like this, right? With Adobe Express integrated into Wakelet, you're able to use these other really powerful tools like remove background, right? So I remove the background. And now look at this, my little hedgehog friend is ready to superimpose over any text that I put on, right? Over any design that I put on. Now, how cool is this? Because how long would your students have to spend? Let's say, for example, you're doing a wanted poster for your students, right? Let's say that you're doing a fun little exercise or a portfolio or something like that, or an About Me collection. And your students want to design, this is what they're going to be doing in their jobs. They're going to be using tools like this. Now, previously, to remove a background, that's a real headache, right? With this, I've done it in one click. They're able to now move this around and manipulate it and change it and that kind of thing. I can change the crime to, what would be a good crime for me? Let me think. Waffling. Those of you who aren't in the UK, waffling means to just go on and on and on and talk and talk and talk without actually saying anything. And let's increase the reward as well. I think I'm worth a little bit more than that. Let's put 1 million, right? So now this is done, I'm ready to like save this in the app. And I've only touched the surface on the kinds of things that you can do on this, okay? There's a bunch of other stuff. But whilst I'm here, I'm going to show you the different areas of the platform. So I can click on upload, obviously, and upload things. Honestly, the best thing about this is the templates. And it's not just like the templates that Adobe just surfaces ready for you to use. It's also when you actually filter it down. Filtering it down is really cool. You can do it by mood, output, size. So for example, if I wanted something like was a banner or like a LinkedIn thing or anything, I can go and I can find templates that are in these particular dimensions, which is really cool. So let's just go to banner. Then in another filter, I'm going to say I want the style to be bold. And then I want the mood to be, let's have a look, happy. And then it's going to surface me with these really cool templates that I can then edit very quickly and change them and move them around and then save them, which is really good. So I absolutely love the fact that you can drill down into the templates and search for things rather than just kind of like, these are the surface ones, these are the ones that you can use, which is really cool. On media, this is, again, very good. This is where you can edit actual images that you may have uploaded. You can use all of the cool AI features as well, so you can generate images. This is really cool. I should have signed in prior to this, but you can generate images, AI images, and put them into your designs as well, which is really fun. You've got audio, you've got videos here, so you can add videos to it. And again, all of this is going to embed within Wakelet, right? You can add text. We've got a bunch of really cool different text styles that you can use to spruce up your design. You've got elements over there. You've got charts and grids. And then you've got a whole area which is dedicated to generative AI. And with this, you can generate images, you can generate videos, templates, you can generate text. This is why I'm saying this is so powerful, because this is all safe for work. It's safe for school. Your students are in safe hands when they pick this up, and it allows them to, within this environment of Wakelet, right, where you've already got all of your resources stacked, you've already got your exercises done, it allows them to experiment, it allows them to be really creative and use these cutting edge tools, but within this really cool sandbox. Once they're finished with their design, they just click Save in App. I should continue here. This is something which I thought that I did earlier, but you just sign in, sorry. You just click Save in App, and then once that's done, it will save directly into your Wakelet collection, which is absolutely phenomenal. By the way, this is a super easy process as well. It doesn't take long at all. So now that that's been designed and loaded, it's going to probably re-sign in, actually, because I think I might have been signed in as a guest. No, it's still there. Great. So let's try that again. Save an app. There we go. Now that it's saved, now that I'm logged in, I can just save that. So it only takes a few seconds, and straight away that is within my Wakelet collection, ready for me to interact with, ready for me to play with. And the best part is it sits right alongside all of the other kind of content that I've created as well. So here we are. Look at that. It's rich, it's beautiful. And remember that the dimensions that you use in the design as well, these are perfect. They're compatible with it. It will respect the dimensions that you've added. So that's it. That's as simple as it is to use this this really powerful tool. And I just wanted to show you the kinds of things as well that educators are using this in the classrooms with. So one of the really cool challenges that Adobe did, and I'm going to be passing over to Sean in just a few moments to show you even more. Cool ideas like bento boxes, right? So educators create a template where the students can then very quickly jump into, and they can do this using the integration. And in this, you can just add objects that the student thinks is relevant to the particular thing that they're looking at designing, right? This is a really, really cool idea. They can use generative AI as well to edit the book. They can highlight things, use the insert object to replace each placeholder image, and then they can customize it and make it their own. These are really healthy, cool ways to get students to learn how to use AI and to unlock all of that creativity. So I'm going to pass over now to Sean, who will be sharing some of the other really cool things that Adobe are doing. Hey, Sean, welcome back.
Yeah, hey everyone. Yeah, and I've just caught the chat. Hey Abid, you're right. Hey everyone in the UK, and yeah, so I'm going to be sharing some stuff. So yeah, Adobe Express is free for primary and secondary school and K-12, and so yeah, currently it's top-down sign up. So I just wanted to share a little bit about the sign up process. So you're seeing that, all right, Miss Bart?
Yep. I just added it to the stage now.
Cool, thank you. So it's kind of top down at the moment. It's you give this to your IT admins, and they sign up your school. They confirm your school details, set up your single sign-on, and then they give out the Adobe Express accounts. And like I said, it's free for educators. And yeah, I've got a little resource, and we've also got someone on the team that is really slick with this. But currently, that's the simplest way to sign up, and circle of trust that currently. So yeah, but however, there's absolutely millions of accounts created already in Adobe Express, so the chances are your school's already signed up. So I've just given you those details there in the Wakelet. And yeah, so, and I also wanted to shout out some of the resources we have here in the UK, and that's where I'm coming from. And I'm trying to build the UK community along with my colleague Nicole, and localize things as well. And coming soon, we've got 74 localized templates coming into the UK. And we'd love you to just jump in and use some of these resources. You can jump in and join the community. You can. We've got some lesson bundles here. We've got 45 specific lessons around England, around Scotland, around Northern Ireland, so covering all the nations there, Wales as well, and I wanted to just point out the ACE leader community as well. So in our eyes, everyone's an ACE leader who's using Adobe in their classrooms and just trying to get their students being creative, really, because the future is visual, isn't it? So, and we just love to shout out educators who are doing this in their classrooms and support them. And so, yeah, by joining our community, you'll pick up some tips and tricks, get to hang out with us, and yeah, enjoy those challenges, the bento boxes, and of course swag. But yeah, that's just a sign up there. And yeah, so if I dive back over to the education account here, I wanted to dig a bit deeper into what Miss Bar was sharing there. And like I mentioned, this is kind of the UK facing student account currently, education account, and we have this tab here called activities. And currently the subjects like very Americanized, aren't they? Middle school and high school, but we're working on localizing those for our UK schools, and also expanding into EMA as well, Europe and Africa. And here's some of the activities, guided activities you can get involved with. And some of these are already quite, you could use them across globally, but there's 74 templates in production now that are specifically, we've worked with English teachers, and they're specifically, matched to our curriculum. And Misbah, as you shared the bento box, I wanted to point out the really powerful thing about bento box and all these different challenges is the fact that they're guided. And I was at Manchester United on last week, and we had over 200 year 8 schoolgirls creating their own dream product in AI through using these guided activities. And so step by step, a teacher can just step back and let their students use these videos on the side and instructions, and it takes them step by step through it. And so that the great thing about that is it's guided and scaffolded. So it's really, it's really honing your students to exactly where they should go, and then it just unleashes that creativity, doesn't it? So yeah, I'm really passionate about that, and I think Adobe really stands out for those guided activities. And I'm a big fan of scaffolding. I was a forest school teacher, and I really believe in child-led learning. So just giving the student the tool and just letting them learn with a bit of scaffolding. So this is right up my street. So moving over to some examples, I wanted to share Mrs. Gonzalez, Tania over in the USA, and she's been using Wakelet and Adobe and all those little different challenges as digital student portfolios. And for me, here in the UK, I think portfolios is the way forward for students and learners to showcase what they've been doing during their school years. And shout out to Jamie. I know he's a big fan of portfolios. I know you are, Misbah, and even our friend Juritsa Vijalba over in the USA. And she's got a great idea. She's going to be creating portfolios with students to highlight their sporting attributes and skills and stats. And I mean, it's a lot more complicated than just some of the Adobe templates we've got, but it's going to really showcase those skills to employers. So just to dive briefly into what Tanya done, and this is a real cute example because it's obviously younger learners, but they've created things on the reflections and their progress in creative activities. And I clicked on, which one did I click on? I think it was this one. And just the amount of work this student is put into his creative sort of output. It's just incredible. And he's done this in Adobe, and then is able to share it in Wakelet. And this is really powerful because he can, he's sharing his voice, and he's sharing it in a Wakelet, which can be shared with his teachers. It can be shared with his parents. It's incredible. And now it's being shared sort of globally. So it's really powerful for learners to be able to do this. And that's at the primary level. But as I mentioned, I'm really keen on, and I'm just going to try and find it, on portfolios. And I think our next initiative at Adobe will suit this really well. So we're going to be rolling out a student ambassador program. And currently that's in a pilot, but I think what a way to use Wakelet as your students are going through this ambassador program. It's a real good way to, not necessarily a party bus, but a great way to just, showcase. it could be a skills bus, couldn't it? Showcase, you know, their achievements really, and just unlock that extra level of sharing their voice with the world really. And I think for me, I'll be sharing to learners that you should really hone in on this for your future as well. And I was in a meeting with my the EMA lead of UK and Adobe just this week, and she said she would definitely be she would look at portfolios if she was to hire someone. So yeah, for me too, I think it's a really, really powerful platform to share what you've been doing. So yeah, here whole schools, teachers are going to get involved, get their students, and I'm sure in time with the child-led play, students will be teaching teachers. Yeah, just put it in the hands of them, and they'll be teaching you a thing or two. So where are we at now? So that's the Tanya, and I've gone over the sign up process. So how are we doing for questions, Miss Bar? How are we doing for time?
Yeah, we're doing good for time. I'd say we've got about another 5 minutes. I can show off some of the other stuff as well.
Oh yeah, and we've got the challenge.
Yes, we've got the challenge coming up as well. I'll share a couple of other stuff as well within that collection, because I thought, again, like back to what you were saying, Sean, the portfolios are one of the most, well, it is the most powerful use case at Wakelet because it makes such a big difference. It makes a really meaningful difference in bridging that gap between a student's grades and their place at university or a vocation. So getting them used to recording the things that they're doing at this early age and using tools like Adobe to fill in that gap that they've got for creativity, right? Being able to put portfolios together, for example, that look like this. You find me one student of any age who doesn't want to put together a place on the web that is about them, which is a big one, right? Where they get to showcase all of their achievements and then use tools like Adobe to design it, right? And using that Adobe Express integration within this environment really empowers them to not only just showcase that stuff, but also make it look really good and add that splash of creativity, which is not just the frosting on the cake. For students, it's sometimes the difference between whether they're going to be really engaged in a project or not. So I thought that was a really, really powerful way to use it. Another way which we've got here was the fun thing, which is the About Me poster challenge. Now, one of the great things that Adobe does is the constant challenges, which makes it really, really easy for a teacher to quickly enter the Adobe ecosystem and then pick up on these challenges. As Sean showed you, they're all guided, they're all very easy to do. And one of them which we thought we'd share is the About Me poster challenge. This one is really simple, and don't worry, it's in the collection, which I just shared in the chat. So with this, the teacher literally just copies this collection into their classroom by clicking this button here, and then they change the share access to can add. Then your students can add their Adobe creations into this collection, right? Creating something like the collection that we were just speaking about. And it's really simple. You just give them this prompt to create an About Me poster using Adobe Express. And once completed, add the poster to the collection. Now the students are able to go ahead and do this using that integration, or they can click through and use a pre-made template that will allow them to very quickly just start filling in the blanks, making use of all those cool, easy features. So you can see here, again, it's drag and drop, right? Back to that point that I just showed you earlier, how easy it is to use this. I can go ahead and delete that and personalize it, right? I can again upload something. Sorry, we're going to have to use my little hedgehog again, and I can put the hedgehog there instead, right? And imagine this is a picture of the student, for example. Click remove background, and there you go. I'm ready now to start editing this and moving it and saying my favorite subject. And it's not maths, actually, it's English. If I could spell it, I don't love playing the guitar. I love playing the drums, and just making those edits. It may seem like a really sort of quick novel thing, but what you're doing is you're getting the student used to editing templates. Now, I'll tell you, right, like at Wakelet, when we're using creative tools, templates are the difference between starting from fresh or, continuing on from something that somebody else has already created and saving a lot of time. So this is what students will be doing once they qualify and once they get into college or university and in their jobs as well. So again, like it's things like this. This is just one challenge, but once the student has completed this, whether they're using Adobe Express natively, they can just download and upload it onto Wakelet, or whether they're in Wakelet, they can just within a collaborative collection, just click Design in Adobe Express, and bam, they're able to use this using the template. So it's the things like that that make, I think, a massive difference. I did want to do some shout outs as well. We have got. Yeah, you wanted to shout out
I just wanted
somebody,
to
right?
I wanted to pick up on that briefly. So yeah, creating that visual portfolio kind of cuts through the noise at the moment. There's a lot of AI and a lot, a lot if you want to write something for your, for your job application, it's probably going to fall flat. But yeah, visual is going to cut through the noise. And also by creating those about me, students are sharing their identity, aren't they? They're sharing their voice,
exactly,
and
Sean,
there's power in that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so shout out to Mel here. Mel, I know Mel's a huge EdTech fan, but I know she's a huge Adobe fan, and we go way back to when it's Adobe Spark, Mel, and here she's picked up on all the creative, the ways the monthly creative assignment's been produced, and she's picked up on it, and she's put all these sort of different people's voices and activities into a Wakelet, and she's always done that. It's a really fab way of doing, showcasing all those voices, all those, this is images of people, their identities, and she's always been excellent at that. So shout out to you, Mel.
Yeah, Mel's amazing. And again, it's like you said, Sean, it's taking inspiration from these challenges, right? Even if you don't do it directly on the day that it was released, I would look at something like this and I'd be like, hey, wouldn't it be really cool if I created like collector cards for my students, right? Like taking this idea and having your students create like a superhero.
Shout out to the EDO Guardians there, yeah.
Precisely, yeah, like a superhero version of themselves, or a picture of themselves, and then have like their skills, their superpowers, their weaknesses, the things that they want to do, and the things that they want to accomplish and achieve. And again, all of this is established through having tools like Adobe super accessible. And I'm glad that you showed off how easy it is to get started for a teacher as well. So that brings us to the end of the presentation. I hope that you are all inspired by some of the stuff that we've shown there. Again, like, we at Wakelet, what we're attempting to do is, and I've said this a number of times, is create a home for everything. We know that you've all got your preference of tools, but being able to just have that little integration there for you to click and try out, it makes a difference. Mix and match, right? Like take really cool parts of this tool, really cool parts of that tool, and that's the spirit of the AppSmash Festival as well. Sean, before we jump into our challenge, was there anything else that you wanted to share with the community before we go?
Yeah, no, just shout out to the community, and like I said, big shout out to Wakelet. Is such a great platform, and the way to do community, did community is just been incredible, and as a now a partnership and UK community lead, I'm definitely taking loads of tips and tricks from the Wakelet community. It's been really inspiring. So
we're all better together, aren't we, Sean?
Yeah.
It's always been a pleasure working with you and the Adobe team over the years. So I can't wait to see some of the other stuff that you've got prepared. It looks really, really exciting, the stuff that's going to be hitting our screen soon. But yeah, in the meantime, I look forward to continue working with you and showing this community all of the other awesome things that we're able to do together.
Thanks, Misbah. Thanks, Wakelet.
Thank you. Another really awesome session there, guys. I'm so sad it's the end right now, isn't it? It seems strange to end it on a Wednesday. We always end these things on a Friday, but this was the last session, and my God, it was really, really cool. I loved seeing all of the different examples that educators have been sharing around how to get the most out of integrations like this on Wakelet. And that brings me to our challenge. As you know, after these sessions, we've been sharing challenges with you guys in the hope that you will create them, learn a little bit about the integration, create something that you can then take into your classrooms and maybe inspire your students with. And of course, if you submit this in the chat or along with your certificate submission, you will be entered into our AppSmash 2025 prize draw, which is really cool. So bear with me a second. I'm going to put the the instructions on screen. It's super easy to do. So here, all you've got to do is head to wakelet.com and create a new collection. Or you can enter an existing collection, but I would recommend creating a new one. Once you've done that, open up the Adobe Express integration using the little button which I showed you earlier. Once you've done that, sign up, log in. Then create a graphic. This is step 2. Create a graphic in Adobe Express that tells a story. Either it's student voice, classroom, highlight, subject theme, something like that. And curate those related resources or student contributions around it. Okay. Now, again, this is just an example. We're not expecting you right now to drop everything and get your students to start submitting things, but it's just the start, right? So you create this, and then you'll be able to share that prompt with your students going forward. Ask them a question. Tell them a prompt. Make sure that the instructions are there. Let them know that they can just quickly click on this button and they're able to then start using the integration and create some amazing things. Or they can use the, like what Sean was showing, or they can just create it on Adobe natively and then just drag and drop the file right in. And then step 3 is share your Wakelet and Adobe AppSmash session lesson in the chat and submit your creation in the certificate form. Now, as we did yesterday, we'll give you guys 10 minutes or so, 10 to 15 minutes to do this. Then we will close up shop, and that will spell the end of the AppSmash Festival 2025. And my gosh, it has been an incredible one. Listen, we have some really, really awesome things headed your way, as you know. We as a team are so besotted with this community for the level of passion and expertise and energy that you bring to our platform and have brought for so long. And we know that as we continue introducing features and value, that it is in the safest hands possible. Because as I said before, we don't sit in a room and ponder and think, what does the community want to see next? We listen to you guys, and that's the most important thing. So please keep all of your feedback coming. We have amazing relationships with so many different teams across EdTech. If there is something that you want to see, if you want the integration to be a little bit deeper, if you want to suggest some kind of improvement, let us know. Just let us know in the chat, let us know on a webinar, or just message us, and we'll get right to it. Guys, thank you so much. I will leave you for the next 10 minutes before we close up. Please, any submissions that you have, share them in the chat, and I will be sharing the certificate link in the chat very, very shortly too. Thank you all so much. I'll see you all very, very soon. Hello, everybody. Hope that you're all getting on this challenge and getting through it. If you have any questions, do share them in the chat. We will end the stream in roughly 5 minutes, but if you don't get a chance to submit your entry in the chat, please do in the link that I provided earlier. Big, big thank you all for joining. We appreciate it so, so much. Hello, everybody. We will be closing the stream now. Really, really appreciate you all joining once again from all corners of the world. One of the things, I'd say the main thing that makes this community so wonderful and special is just how international and diverse and vibrant it is. And we love seeing all of the familiar faces and the new faces too. Big thank you as well, Remy, for that wonderful compliment. I'll take that. And to everyone else, I hope that you enjoy the rest of your week. And we cannot wait to see you at our other events. And do continue sharing all the amazing things that you're creating with not only Wakelet, but with all of the other tools that we're integrated with as well, because we always amplify them as much as we can. Big, big thank you from everybody at Wakelet for joining the AppSmash Festival 2025 and for making it one of the best sessions, one of the best events that we've ever had. Thank you.